How is everyone doing? Hi, Ashley. Hi, Abe. Hi, Pam.
Hello. How's it going today, everyone? Hello.
Whoops. Sorry about that.
How's it going today, everyone?
Well, I should know by now.
Hi, Sharon.
Hey, Cheryl.
You gonna join us today? Hi, Jamaican farmer.
All right, let me send you the link.
Howdy-ho.
Hey, Ken.
Hi, Ken.
Hello, Pam. I'll be right back, you guys. I gotta get water for my mud.
Hi, Chew.
Hi, Chew. Hey, Willow. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Sue.
Hey, Chew. Sorry, guys. I just woke up, too. I'm still yawning a little bit. Just give me a little bit of time to wake up a little bit. My internet might go out because we got a storm coming. Just to let you guys know.
Mm-hmm.
Here you guys go. How much I have done. I've done this dog. I'm starting on this dog here. And this one. These two I'm doing. I got pretty much all done yesterday. Almost all done.
Yes, I was having an interesting conversation last night.
Mm-hmm.
I got this message on Ancestry
Okay.
from a second cousin
Okay.
who has had their DNA in an Ancestry system for a number of years, but has never done anything with it.
Uh-huh.
Now, I met Pam. Is your mic on?
Yep.
Okay. I met her sister, and her brother. Had to have been when I was 15, maybe 16. And they were a lot younger than me. Like the oldest, I think, was 10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Well, my cousin apparently passed away a few days ago. Please, no, whatever. It's okay. So, and as usual, when it comes to Ancestry, that prompts people to start wondering and looking and things. Well, she I'm not necessarily speaking ill of the dead. It was if you knew her, you pretty much knew this. She was a bit wild, and when I say a bit, I mean a lot.
Yeah.
Multiple marriages, multiple children through multiple marriages, children that may not have been who they think their dad might not be.
Yeah.
And that is the case of the older child. And she was raised with one gentleman who she considers her father and loved her. But she found out later on in life that that was not her biological dad.
Wow.
So I got a journey ahead of me with her. Because I want to try to help her figure out who it is, because I've done it before, more than once, for people.
Wow.
Yeah. Now they know I do this live now. I told them, her and her sister last night. I was on a three-way call. And if they ever show up, they do. If they don't, they don't. So if I come out saying cousin whoever, yeah, that's actually my cousin.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. If they even bother to get back in contact with me, because I gave her some homework to do in regards to contacting certain matches she has on there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we went through some things last night. Try to figure out which one was the best option to try to contact. And start the journey to find out who her biological father is.
Well, that's going to be an interesting venture.
Yeah.
It is.
I think I've mentioned this on here before, but I'm gonna get a run by Stormy. Go ahead, go lay down.
Uh-oh.
Yes. It's a new spot in life is over on the other side of my table since I cleared it.
Supervisor's there already?
Yeah. I have a lady who lives a few doors down and across the street from me.
Mm-hmm.
Who at one point I hung out with quite a bit. No longer, but I did hang out with her quite a bit. And she didn't know who her biological father was either. And she did the ancestry test. No, we did not.
Somebody's baby is talking.
Huh?
Somebody's baby is talking.
Yeah. True.
Go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted.
Okay. So she didn't match with me biologically, so DNA wise. So I started to help her with her research, contacting people that she did share DNA with, trying to figure out. She knew she was born in Germany.
Uh-huh.
During the war. She knew she was adopted for sure. Had the adoption papers and all that. Her biological mother married another gentleman and he adopted her.
Romero, it's only the cat on the phone.
And the biological mother passed without ever telling her who. This seems to be a very common situation.
Uh-huh.
And I got in contact with like a second cousin, and we worked through relatives to figure out who would have been over in Germany at the right time. And I found the family of 4 brothers. And of the 4 brothers, that just made sense in time, place, and all that kind of stuff. Only one was in the military and was in Germany at that time. So once narrowed that down, oh, somebody's having an argument. Hold on a second.
When her cat went meow meow, my dog went looking for the cat. On the phone, Romero, not outside. On the phone. My dog is going crazy because she thinks there's a cat in the house. Tell Stacey, thank you.
All right, I'm back. Anyway.
Thanks for letting my dog hear your cat meow.
Well, I can't help you.
I
So,
knew you were going to say that.
well, I'm not complaining in New York. My cats hear your dog bark.
Oh, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Okay, ladies.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Anywho,
We
so
just need to laugh a little bit.
found out that this gentleman passed away. She missed him by about 2 years.
Wow.
The
And then
gentleman
found
that
out-
she, the
Hmm?
gentleman she thinks, the gentleman that you think might be her father.
Right. He had passed away. So, in dealing with the second cousin to the family that this wound up in, found out that he had 2 sons.
Oh, wow.
He came back from Germany, got married, and immediately and had 2 sons. So she contacted them to see if they would be willing to speak with me. Well, no, she didn't. That's a different one. She gave me their full names and whatever, and I hunted down one of the brothers, and he was a lot skeptical. And he said, why don't you talk to my other brother? Maybe he'd be willing to do a DNA test, because I was trying to see if one of them would take a DNA test. And speaking with the other gentleman, who was a pastor, he's like, yeah, of course. I want to know if she's my sister. So he did the ancestry DNA. And boom, half brother.
Wow.
So I found her biological family.
How cool is that?
Now, it took me 5 to 6 months to do it, because I had to do a lot of research based on the matches that were coming up, the people they had in their trees, who might have been in Germany during the war. It was a lot of research.
Yeah.
You had to do a lot of digging. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. then I had a gentleman message me on behalf of his wife, who was a bit intimidated by the whole thing. She was told that her father was not her biological father. The mother is still living,
Mm-hmm.
but refused to. Well, told her it was one person, and she did the ancestry test, and she didn't match up to anybody in that person's family.
Wow.
Who also took tests. So, yeah, she knew that wasn't the case. And the mother just kept swearing up and down and backwards, nope, that's the guy, that's the guy. This is actually someone who wound up being related to my other half.
Hmm?
Yeah. Because I manage his DNA and my DNA. So they
Okay.
contacted me based on a match with him.
Oh boy.
So again, this one took me a little bit shorter time because of the matches and the fact that I had my other half's DNA and her DNA.
Mm-hmm.
So I can look at matches and see which ones were saved. It was a lot easier. Not easy. And I narrowed it down to a relative in his family, obviously. Not his direct family, but in his line, I should say. And so I came up with the name. Everything made sense, looked correct, all that. So she finally got up the nerve to go to her mother with the name of this person. Is this my biological father? Who, again, at the time is now passed away, but he had children,
Mm-hmm.
other children. The mother flat out said, nope, that's not him, it's this guy. I don't even know him.
Wow.
Well, I said to her, well, she was young. He was a little bit older. I said, there may have been a situation that may not have been a pleasant situation that occurred. And she did not want to, she's trying to not remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Where my second cousins with my cousin, my cousin was, God rest her soul. She's crazy. Anyway. So for her, it was probably just either she seriously didn't know who the father is, because there were multiple partners at the time, or she had it in her mind that all her secrets are hers, and regardless, I'm not telling you. Whatever. Yeah, it's DNA is an interesting thing, and then you can't do it just by DNA. You got to be able to understand the records and how to deduct things out of the records. Because sometimes when you look in ancestry, well, most times when you look in ancestry, you don't get all the details. But if you have the document image available, it's better to go read the document image than just what was pulled off of the document image, because they don't put every single little note, detail, or whatever in these hints.
Yeah.
So you may find something that would give you another clue in other documents or in
Yep.
other parts of the documents than what they what is transcribed by either a machine or by very nice individuals sitting at a computer trying to read these documents and type them out.
Oh wow.
So I've got a journey ahead of me with her if it occurs. Yeah, it's still all on her at this point.
Yeah.
And hopefully that she contacts, gets back a hold of her and might be able to help narrow down who was in a certain state at a certain time,
Mm-hmm.
at the very least. You know, what part of the family was
Yeah.
in the right place at the right time.
Yep.
And it narrow it down. The other people were like her, where they either don't or, well, most likely don't have a paid account. And all they did it for was to see what percentage of what they were.
Yeah.
My dad did that just to see what percentage what he was.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I gotta go throw this stencil in the sink.
All right, cat fact of the day. Despite their name, Burmese cats were bred in the United States. In 1930, Dr. Joseph Chesman Thompson returned from Burma, which is now Myanmar, with a female cat named Wong Mao. Mao. She was bred with a Siamese cat to create the Burmese cat breed.
Wow. Turn on. Okay, baby. I'll let you turn on the fan over here so she get here. Yeah, my dog heard your cat. And I was like, oh, great. He looked out that window real quick. Did you get your new tablet yet, Stacey?
Yeah, I'm on it right now. Crossing my fingers.
So far?
Seems to be okay.
Okay.
Don't know. Yeah, so I gotta do things or whatever.
I'm still not able to flip my screen around. I don't know how to, without turning the camera. I have to turn the camera.
I think you have to literally turn your camera.
Okay, let's see here. Do some adjusting here. See, this is my right here. and it's looking on left on your screen.
Okay, well, you physically turn the camera, right?
Yep.
Now take. You have mirror on or off?
I have it on.
Turn it off.
Turn it off. Okay. Right. Left. Yeah. So the mirror is only for words?
No, the mirror is the whole image.
Okay, well, I got it off.
Right. You don't want it to be mirrored. Mirrored means opposite, like when you look in a mirror.
Oh, yeah, okay. Duh.
No, duh. It's okay.
Some of the simplest things I don't catch.
A lot of people don't catch it. I have to. Stacey had to tell me. That's why I say. That's why she said, "Don't say duh."
Hey, lady. Stop pushing my stuff. Oh.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Willow.
Good morning.
I don't know if you heard, but I passed my written test.
Yeah, I was here yesterday when you passed it.
Oh, she's excited. She wants to make sure everybody knows.
Yep.
I know. I'm just letting her know I already knew.
I still can't believe I passed it or aced
I
it.
believe you. I had no doubt you would.
Yeah, me neither.
Not passed it. I aced it.
I mean, it sounds like you didn't study before, and when you studied, you aced it. Ooh. It's not
Well, she's
rocket
been
science.
studying this whole time. That wasn't it.
Oh.
I had all the papers right here by me while I was doing either my puzzle or my rubber bands or the diamond arm all the time.
Yeah.
And then my neighbor would come and help me out reading it on her tablet with the questions and answers.
Off the table.
So
I don't know. For whatever reason, you just needed to do multiples, but you got it. So don't worry about it. You got it.
now she's letting me. Now she's letting me use the car basically not by myself though. She's in there with me, helping me practice the road test now.
Cool.
Well, that's good.
Yep. Now I got two people that want to buy a car for me though. My father and my husband.
You'll get there.
No, but I'm just saying, I don't know who I should go for. I don't want to break anyone's heart.
I don't know.
Okay, well, why don't you combine them and make sure you get a decent car?
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
You know, more reliable car that may not have as many issues or whatever,
Yeah.
Well, my dad would know that kind of stuff because he's a car fanatic. he knows about cars.
That's a good person to have in your life.
Yep. My husband, on the other hand, forget it.
Well, then I think you kind of know your answer.
Yeah, I probably.
Yeah, but when it comes to the financial portion of it, she can just
Oh.
combine whatever they're both willing to do.
Yep. That's what I gotta think of right there.
Because even a couple of $100 can make a difference in the type of vehicle you wind up with.
Mm-hmm. My dad asked me, "What kind do you want?" I said, "Older model." I said, "Actually, really? You want to know what kind I like? You should know what kind I like." He's like, "Chrysler 300s." I'm like, "Yeah, but an older model. Not way old, but just."
That's a goal.
Yep.
Huh?
Those are not inexpensive vehicles, even used.
I know. If it's not that, then he knows my second one. So.
To me, first car wise, reliable, maintained, don't care what age it is or whatever.
I don't care what.
That would be the goal on the first car.
I don't
Makes
care what
sense.
age of. And yes, long to liable, then I don't care. But
Well, the big one right now is, just affordability.
yeah.
Someone that I follow, that their lives are done in their vehicle, crashed and their car was totaled.
Ooh.
And a large part of their income is their YouTube streaming. So they had to get another car. And a car, like an 09 or something like that.
See, I
It's
don't
15
really care.
grand.
Oh yeah.
So the inflation might play into,
Yeah.
getting a good car, one that's, that drives well and it's been maintained and stuff. You might not be able to get, like the exact model or even make that you want.
Yeah, I know.
Right now,
That's why we keep repairing our used vehicles, because you got to take into consideration repairs and oil changes, tires, everything.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the case for us low incomers on the norm if we're going to be able to manage a car. But right now, yeah, it's all the more challenging. So, our car, prior to being rear-ended by a semi, ran very well, 2000 Cavalier. But since then, we have to keep taking it in for repairs because we can't afford to buy another one. We're just trying to keep it band-aided together until things improve, hopefully.
Newer vehicles more and more require you have to go to a dealership or a professional mechanic to do even some of the what I would consider more minor basic things.
True
because
that.
a lot of specialty tools are now involved, or they have certain ways that things lock and are covered up that you can't even get into them unless you have a specific thing to open that area. I mean, just craziness.
Yeah,
So
it's
true. And the
nuts.
tires for newer cars. Whew.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, we had bought tires for this one just right before, and now they have a slightly flat spot, Thank you very much. You know,
Yeah.
because the bump that we got pushed us forward. I was stopped at a stop sign, so I had the brake on. You know, so yeah, we were jutted forward like 3 or 4 foot just with this bump that we got. And you know, our only saving grace was that it was pretty cool that day. You know, it was August, but we had a fairly cool day that day. You know, so the tires weren't warmed up to lose as much rubber. So the little flat spot is minor, and you know, where the tires had full tread on them, you know.
Yep.
So otherwise, yeah, we'd have to live for several years with, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was saying in the chat, Pam, waiting for my stream to load.
Yeah.
The whole mirrored thing,
Yep.
it comes in handy if you're teaching a tutorial to a bunch of lefties and you're a right-hander.
Okay.
You know, like if you're crocheting or something like that,
Okay.
you can hit that mirrored option,
Yes.
and it comes across, you know, so they can understand it.
Yes and no, Stacey.
Okay.
You know.
I know Kim always mentions it. She always says, not Kim,
Kimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Kel. Kel always points out, you know, this is my right hand and this is my left, like I just did before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never paid attention
because-
to it.
When she streams, I guess through Facebook, her camera, for some reason, it's okay. But just like you had to turn your camera upside down,
Yeah.
she has to do that here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's probably compatibility issues there or something. You know, just the stream doesn't, or the streaming service doesn't, you know, come across the right way.
Yeah.
Trying to decide what to do with this.
You know, a lot of people, if that to avoid people being able to like steal their foot, they you know, they always make sure that there's like words or something like that in their watermarks, because oftentimes they'll do it mirrored on purpose. Watermarks set so that
Oh.
that when people steal footage, they don't realize, and they'll put it into whatever they're doing, and when it airs on their footage, you know, on their stream or whatever, it's obvious that it was stolen because that's backwards.
That makes
I don't
sense.
know if you can turn that part around when it's just a clip in a larger part of a video, you know?
I know I put my name on some of my photos way back when I first started my Etsy shop for my crocheted items.
Yeah, you'd put a watermark on it with the name.
Yeah, but
It's just,
I don't know, somewhere along the line, I think it was eBay. I don't remember, but eBay might have been a stinker at one time about watermarks.
Yeah,
I
think
don't
it
know.
will be there.
yeah, there was phases. I remember that. Yeah, there was phases where, yeah, they almost required one, or I don't know. I mean, I think eBay, anytime you upload a photo, they consider it theirs anyways, and anybody can use it.
That's, well, yeah, I've heard that.
But if you
I
put a
don't worry
watermark
about it
in,
anymore.
yeah, if you put a watermark in your photos, they won't use them because they're watermarked. That's pretty much required for copyright if you don't want them stealing your photos. You know, there's just a lot of titchy little things like that nowadays that, you know, being able to resell or being able to stream, you know, just social media and the online resell type community. And not just YouTube, I'm talking eBay and any other selling website.
Yeah.
There's just all these titchy little things that just add to the complexity of trying to sell, you know.
Right.
And then you get into, you know, laws and stuff like that, and rules, and
yeah.
you know,
You
what
bet.
they allow, what they don't, knockoffs
Yep.
versus, you know, originals, blah blah blah. Oh Lord. Just sounds exhausting to me.
It is, and you know, I went back to school for marketing back in 2005, a 2-year associate degree I got, but the goal was to sell. I was already selling online, but to learn more about e-commerce.
Yeah.
And that was just at the peak of it.
Yeah.
Of social media and that type of stuff. I had been listing on eBay for a long time.
Yeah.
And one of the instructors had me teach how to list something on eBay. And after I graduated, you know, I got a job so that in the insurance field because we needed health insurance.
Yeah.
And not only that, my health was going downhill after that, but long story short is it really grew in that time period.
Yeah. Just
I just don't have the energy to keep up with all that and stuff, and to
that's
try
the
to
thing. You've got to keep
somebody.
going back to school to stay in sync with technology.
Well,
You know.
I was pretty much self-taught on Etsy and eBay. I went through their handbooks and all that stuff. You know, had my stores set up and everything. It's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to keep up with all that.
Yeah.
I just got to the point where I just want to, when I sell something or list it, I don't want to complicate it any more than it has to be.
And that's why a lot of people don't sell online like that, and they come and sell on these auctions or on whatnot or whatever, because you don't have all those little listing glitches. There's just, you know, a handful of things that you don't sell on, you know, like YouTube.
The one
you know,
thing
like
I got
firearms.
the one thing I got frustrated with selling online on the YouTube auctions is getting people's information. And I know I could solve that by getting filling one of those job forms out.
Yeah.
But,
pre-registration.
Yeah, and now PayPal is connected with that, so it streamlines. PayPal's connected with Pirate Ship, so I wouldn't have to add all that information into 2 systems. It was, more time consuming for me to do a YouTube auction versus just listing something on eBay and Etsy and leaving it.
Yeah, but once you have pre-registration
Yeah.
and you've sold to a person once, then the information can be saved in Pirate Ship and in PayPal.
Right. I found that out with PayPal too. It probably would have been a good thing if I would have stuck with it. But for me, if I do a YouTube auction, it's going to have to be a short one. It's going to have to be an hour and a half, maybe at the most.
Yeah.
Or 2 hours. Not.
Mhm.
I can't do these 4-hour things.
Yeah.
I can't either.
I can't sit that long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to either.
All the more power to the people that do it. I think it's great for
Yeah.
them,
Well, that's why I'm not modding as much, because
Okay.
I've got to be able to get up and move. And when you're live and you're calling auctions and the products just keep coming,
Yeah.
there's no breaks in between. There's no intermissions in between.
Mhm.
To be able to get up and move around, I just couldn't do it so much anymore. And, I'm not doing near as much as I used to, because they don't allow for that. And if they're not willing to allow for that, and they're going to have, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10-hour auction,
Yeah.
I can't mod for that anymore. My brain can't handle it. My body can't handle it. And once I figured that out, I was like, okay, so yeah, this just, I did it while I could, just to help the community. I never charged or anything like that. I just did it to help the
You gotta
community.
move. You're in my light.
And, I was not one of them that charged. And there are more and more mods that are charging.
Yes.
Since things have opened back up, and they were doing that, just to kind of keep entertained. And, they figured out, I could maybe make a living doing this.
Yeah.
There's more and more of them that do charge. I don't know how many people I've had contact me. I'd be on somebody's for the first time, something like that, or doing a fill-in, because the regular was on vacation or sick or something. And, every time I did that, anytime I was at a new quote unquote venue, I would get messages. I'd get emails.
Sorry.
Can you mod for me on such and such day?
Yeah.
And how much do you charge? And there's high demand for decent mods. I mean, I don't think I'm a great mod. I'm a decent mod.
Yeah.
But anytime you mod someplace, they and if the vibe is good and they like how you do it, they want to own you. They want to own you. They want you exclusively. And I can't do Johnny on the spot. I can't do a long-term, this is what we do on Monday, and this is what we do on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and Saturday, and you'd have to be there. No, I can't do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'd like to be a part of a lot of communities, but I can't say I'm going to do a 1-hour auction every Wednesday or every Tuesday with my schedule right now, and
just health. I have really good days. I have really bad days. Screw anything else going on in my life, but like the multitude of doctors and all of that I have to deal with, and the sometimes phone calls. Where I'm in-home long-term care classified now. I have reviews every 3 months. I have reviews every 6 months. I have reviews every year. I have check-in calls and all these different things, and I have to be able to take those, because if I don't take those, I could have police and ambulance showing up, or I could have, I could lose benefit stuff, and I can't do that. I have to be able to do those things, and it's more and more now. And they don't understand that. They don't understand that. I have to take this call. Sorry, I can't mod their calling. I have to do this. It just doesn't work. There's a lack of compatibility there. If you're in the middle of calling an auction and suddenly you have to take a phone call that's going to take 45 minutes, it just doesn't work. So, I've just had to modify. And do I miss it? To a degree, yes. In other ways, no. Kind of burnout. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hey, Jeffrey.
You get into too many situations where I'm sorry to say that sellers will abuse their mods. They expect them to do administrative duties when they're not administrative. And
right.
I am not ever going to be an administrator on anybody else's channel. Ever.
Yeah.
I am not taking that responsibility.
I don't
They own the
blame you.
channel, they do the administrative, or they find somebody else who is willing to take that risk. I'm not. Because I'm not going to have it coming down on me because of something somebody else did that they think I did just because I have administrative and I wasn't even there.
I think that I was watching somebody last night that had an auction. I felt that they ran it really well. They did countdown for each other, and the opposite person that was auctioning just posted what the person was selling with the amount, and I felt they handled it real well. Now, I've never tried it, so I can't say how it would work for me, but it seemed to run pretty smooth. And
I had been a patron, basically, of the e-commerce of YouTube auctions for at least a year and a half before I moderated at all, before I ever even went on a panel. But I did observe auctions and how they were done, how they were handled, how situations were handled when they came up, in the chat and things like that. And when I decided to offer my time as moderator on the channels, I modeled how I do it as to how I would like to see it done. The organization of how it's called and stuff, the information put in for the start bid. A lot of people just do like SB2. I would put the item, a description of the item, and then the start. And it would, if it was jewelry, it would include the size of the ring, the stone, that kind of stuff. People loved it. And I found that if I put the information in the chat, if somebody came back to their computer because they were away from it and they were like, oh, what kind of stone is that and how much? The chat would answer for me, and I had less chance of missing a comment. Because the information was in there, people would answer those questions and stuff. And that's helpful. But because I did those things and people wanted that, they would hunt me down. They'd get my information from somebody and, contact me and can you do this? And, sometimes I could, sometimes I couldn't.
All right, Jeffrey. Yeah, we get it. You have to take care of your sister, honey. We do that. It's important.
Bye, Jeffrey.
Bye, Jeffrey. Yeah, the few online ones I did, I really liked the people that I did it with, but it was hard for me to have to copy and paste the description of my item in the chat. And then I've only done a couple and I was nervous, but and then concentrate on showing the item and I also had everything wrote down ahead of time. So it was like, I just want to relax and do a normal, do the way I do it, and not be uptight
Yeah.
about getting something pasted in the chat so somebody can see it. I don't know. I just felt like it was too regimented and too not normal for me to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that other than to,
Well,
it
each
wasn't
channel,
comfortable.
yeah, each channel does it a different way.
Yeah.
Each channel, has their specifics, and it might conflict with your aesthetic or even your moral foundation. Every one of them is different.
Yeah.
And I modded on a lot of channels, and I dealt with a lot of things. But I would say right up front, here's my parameters. If that conflicts with yours, then I'm not the mod for you.
Yeah.
And I would insist on that. The only time that didn't happen is if it was like a benefit auction that was, for lack of a better term, becoming a poop emoji show, because they didn't know what they were
Yeah.
doing. It was the first time they'd done it. They just wanted to help this person, that kind of thing.
Right.
If it was an atmosphere I was comfortable with, I would say, would you like me to come on and call and help with that? Take the stress off of you guys, and I can call it and stuff, and you don't have to worry about at least that. You just switch people out, and et cetera, and that part I can handle. And I did that for a lot of benefit auctions, a lot of them. Some are planned out, organized, and some are, well, we're going to do this, and it's like 2 days later, and random people are going to be coming on. Anybody that wants to come on and sell, you can come on and do so. You just have to show your face on the camera in the back before, so that we know that you're a people, and all that. I've done some of those, and some of them were pretty crazy, but I muddled through because it was a benefit, and that was my way to contribute to helping that person, because I financially I can't buy a bunch of stuff, especially a bunch of stuff I don't need, just to help a person, and people do that. They do.
I've been guilty of that.
The value.
I will admit I've been guilty of that when I first started on YouTube, and still, but I've actually stopped doing that. If
And
it's
there's
not
nothing wrong
something
with
I
that.
can use, I'm not. Well, I must say that last year, during COVID, I bought a lot of stuff to resell, but I paid prices that I normally wouldn't pay because I know I can.
You knew there was
get it
still meat on the
better,
bone.
But yeah. So, I got sucked into that, but
Yeah, and I just was never able to do that. It has to be something I'm in need of, or something that I've been seeking out.
well,
And
I
be in a
had
price
the,
range that I can handle.
if you're
just-
already selling something, I can put that money back into the business. That's where
Yeah. Well, the
you
thing
know.
for me is it's not a business for me. I
Yeah.
haven't resold since the 90s.
Yeah.
You know,
Since I've been doing that since the 90s.
yeah.
So
I did it during a time that I was unable to work, and money still needed to come in just for my basics.
yeah.
So I resold. I lucked out. It all started when I lucked out at a yard sale. Bags, the big paper sacks, like 20 of them, full of the serial Harlequin and Silhouette light romance books.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love books, and some of them I read. I got them to read some of them and eventually sell them all. And so I went through and organized them by series and all of that, because this was just a person that was like, they had passed away and they were subscribed to their monthly book club type stuff. So they got all the books released every month, for a price, and they would just show up in a box every month from both companies, which are now the same company because the one bought the other. It's been that way for at least 20 years. But and I started listing. I went through and set aside the ones I wanted to read, and then the others I started listing on half.com before it was ever owned by eBay and absorbed. Yeah, half.com, when it was still just half.com, it wasn't tied to eBay, nothing. It was its own entity, and then it was eventually bought by eBay and then absorbed by the company. This was long before that. And I was selling books pretty regular. I mean, I budgeted a lot of time each day to list said number every day until I had them all listed. And then I had to reduce the number that I was able to list because they were selling like that, and I had to have time to pack and ship and get them out in a expedited time. It helped bring some money in for me to cover my basics. And once I was able to go back to work, I still had some, because 20 bags stacked and lined is a lot of books. And then I started picking up some, like at the library book sales and different things like that, to keep stock, yard sales, anything like that, church rummage sales, wherever. And it rolled over into when I was able to return to work, go back to work. That's when I got the job managing. Well, first I was just a clerk for the used bookstore / cake and candy supply store. That was the last job that I had.
Yeah.
So I was selling books there too, so pretty much my whole thing revolved around books, which was fine by me because I'm a total bookworm. Love my books.
Oh, big time in the 90s, eBay was good for books. I sold a couple of my
college books, after I was done with the class on there.
Yeah, Sis took some classes sometime in that window of time, and I sold the books for her on my account. You get good money, but it's not a ton of money because she had to pay up for them to begin with. But at least she got that back, and then maybe a little bit more, for the next semester or quarter. I don't know what they call them there. I never went to college.
Semesters, semesters. I don't remember. It's been a while.
I don't know. In grade school you had quarters, and then somewhere it shifted to semesters. Probably high school. I don't know, but there were still quarters then too. There's still classes you took for 9 weeks.
I got my 2-year degree going to school at night and online classes while working. And believe me, it was not an easy thing. One of my kids was in college and the other one was in high school. And life was crazy.
Life gets crazy sometimes.
Yes.
But, you do what you got to do in life. You muddle through. Whatever it is. But for me, it's just reached a point where I'm just not able to mod as much as I used to. I'm not, I just can't.
I used to sell on Facebook too. I used to sell my sewing stuff on Facebook. And
I've never sold. I've never even bought off Facebook. Here, what little bit that goes out for local sales stuff.
Yeah.
Usually gone before you even see the post.
That was before the marketplace came out. I
Yeah,
was selling on Facebook in different Facebook groups.
yeah,
I
that
don't
makes
know.
sense. I mean, I'm a member of one group on groups OI or IO.
Oh,
Yeah, IO. It's a selling group specifically for doll stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've
There's
got a
been
doll
other
group I
groups,
follow.
but this one, you know, you're a little bit more guaranteed to actually get the stuff. You know, they vet their members a lot better.
You want to say
Yeah.
hello?
But
I
that's the
follow
only thing
way
I'm
too
on
many
anymore.
groups.
Hold on.
Half of them I don't look at anymore, but
Hold on, big boy. Hold on.
I'm pretty much I'm still a member of 2 doll groups. I used to be a member of like 20.
yeah.
I've downsized that. Some when Yahoo groups started going,
Yeah.
there was like 2 different venues that they were choosing from, and the ones that went, well, 3 actually, if you include Facebook. The ones that went to these others, I simply didn't follow because I always addressed the comments from the groups in my email, and those 2 venues did not send you messages via email. So remembering to go to the groups and read the messages. Hello, baby.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was still caregiving at the time. And yeah, I just didn't have time for that. No way.
There's our boy. There's our boy.
Yeah, there's the sweet
Hi,
baby.
Romero.
Hello, Romero.
Stacey, are you froze?
I think she's busy. With,
Yes.
There she is. Come here. Come here, Romero. Up. Come on. No. Up. Come on. One more time. One more time, baby. We can say hi to Stacey. Look. There she is. Say hello, Stacey.
He is such a good boy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. All right, go on. Go. He's like, I want to go play, Mom. Leave me alone.
I miss having a dog, but I know I'm not gonna be able to housebreak like a puppy. And
It's a lot of work. I did it a few years ago when we got Chloe. We got her as a puppy 6 years ago, and I told my husband, I said, I will never do this again. It takes a lot out of you.
It
Yeah.
does. It
with
does.
kittens, that was bad enough. But yeah, chasing a puppy, I can't chase a puppy. I just can't. So, I've thought about an adult dog. Sis and I both. We've even thought about senior, you know, because we have in the past rescued seniors and given them a posh life for the remainder of their time on Earth. But yeah, financially, we just can't do it right now, especially where we had so many kitten rescues come through.
It's expensive to have pets.
It is. It is. I mean, I just got, you know, I got the vet bill from, what was it, September, October, maybe November. It was last fall that I took the 3 in for spay neuters.
Yeah.
And what have you. And I do their own shots aside from rabies. The rabies has to be done by a vet, but the others you can do yourself.
Yeah.
I've done it for years.
I've heard people doing that.
But it was a challenge to get the vaccines.
Yeah.
You know, thankfully all my cats are indoor. They don't go out. The only time they leave is if they have to go to the vet. They don't like car rides, any of that. They're not that kind of cat. So, you know, they're in a safe space.
Like car rides. He
When
When I
camps all
rescue
the
bottle
way.
babies, because I only do indoor, I
Uh-huh.
wait until they're 4 months old before I do their vaccines. Because doing them at 2 months old, when they're rescues and they've come in a bad health situation and you've had to pull them back,
Uh-huh.
they need that time for their immune to develop and become strong enough, or you give them the vaccines and oftentimes they'll have issues with Giardia or Coccidia, which are bacteria that are normally in our bodies, but they'll rise up if their immune is compromised during the time when their body is fighting and setting that virus in, doing its thing. I've had that happen twice, and I learned, to wait. So I give them one at 4 months and their booster at almost 5 months, and it's seated in and in good position before they go to the vet, where they're going to be around other animals and run the risk of getting, cat diseases. That way they're protected when they go in. Olivia, on the other hand, where she was literally last minute, I wasn't able to vaccinate her before, but she needed to be fixed because I don't do the screaming heat. Oh Lord. And I did have a male in the house, so if it was just females, wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, male, you got a male in the house, then you run the risk of babies. I ain't doing babies. They don't need to have to endure.
Don't the
bodies
males
going through
spray
babies.
too? Like the males spray or something?
They can, but neutering them does not stop that. If they are traumatized, they can start spraying. If you've
Oh,
got other
really?
males in the vicinity, like we have males come up on the porch every spring and spray the front screen door because
Uh-huh.
there's females in the house. Even though there's no heat scent leaving the house, there's females in the house and they know it.
Oh.
Thankfully, that hasn't happened, but it did happen with the males, the 3 males that we had when we moved here. We moved here in the summer, and the following spring, here come the males in the park because the park does not manage its feral colonies or nothing. That's why I have rescues, because all these babies getting made. And they started spraying in the house. So yeah, there was a lot of cleaning during the last few years of their life that went on, and a lot of shifting and shuffling of things so that they couldn't spray things and damage them, and creating barriers so that if they did spray, it didn't damage things. Just
Right.
oh Lord, I bought miles and miles of the
We lost
vinyl
Stacey.
yard goods at Walmart.
We
I mean, I
lost
was like
Stacey.
buying reams of this stuff.
Yeah, we lost Stacey. There she is.
Oh.
There she is.
Welcome back, Stace.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you. Yeah. At least this one is selfing. I'm not having to reload every second.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Why am I
But,
having such issues here?
yeah, I don't know.
This is a faster not 5G tablet.
Couldn't
I
tell.
don't know.
And you got a new phone too, right?
I'm not utilizing my phone right this second, but no, not yet to come in.
Okay. Huh. Wow.
In the works kind of thing.
I paid $100 for this extra for this stupid tablet.
Uh-huh.
Like I said before, there is issues with every streaming service and compatibilities with YouTube at present.
Keep saying, oops, seems like you're whatever is having problems, connection issues or whatever. Why? There's bars, What I want. Connection is standby trying to restore the connection.
Oh boy. That has
There
to
are-
affect you.
I have my Wi-Fi box right here beside me. Not beside me, but
I don't
too
have
far from
Wi-Fi.
She doesn't have Wi-Fi, and it's a lot different. I know because when I stream at the cabin,
Sorry about the noise, guys. I'm trying to get my other camera set up finally.
is Stacey. I don't know if this is a dumb question for you, but is somebody else in your home using the internet, or you're using your data?
I'm using data.
Oh, yeah. I guess it wouldn't matter because you're using data. I know with certain people, well, we have a pretty extensive setup here with our internet for people to log on, but yeah, I guess you wouldn't have that because you don't have internet. You wouldn't have that issue.
no, I don't know what to tell her.
No, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right now, my signal is low, but my signal is perfectly fine.
Huh. Have you tried talking to Restream? Oop.
We lost her again. There. Yep. Nope. Maybe. Oh. I don't think it's Restream. It's
Okay.
YouTube. I think it's YouTube. Like Willow saying, we're having problems with a lot of places.
They did some updates like in October,
Yeah.
and people have had issues ever since.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter whether you have the cheapest internet in the world or you have a serious setup. Grade
But she
AAA
doesn't have internet. She's streaming. I mean, she's using data, not streaming, but her phone data.
Yeah.
I was getting there.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. It's an incompatibility between the streaming services and something in YouTube updates.
Yep.
And it's an
Wow.
incompatibility thing that they haven't apparently figured out or anything like that to resolve the issue. And it's given a lot of people a lot of grief.
Stacey, you're not the only one then.
And I'm just saying, it doesn't matter if you have the cheapest setup ever or if you have, grade AAA quality setup. It's giving them grief.
Yep.
Because it's an incompatibility issue.
It's like with Barbara
Crazy.
yesterday when she was doing
Oh, here's those things I was
she was
looking
at the
for.
sale the other
Darn
day.
it.
Her picture wasn't clear. And she kept on moving it around and everything, but
I'm just carding coins today. I want to get this done and off of my sofa. I have a little tote here. Got a little tote here I'm working on. I got foreign coin done. This is American.
She's back, but she's frozen. She's okay. Slow moving.
Moving. I'm good.
Hear me?
You're breaking up
yep.
and you're slow moving.
Who, me?
No, Stacey.
Oh, okay. was like, oh no, not that again.
No, Stacey.
I need to get one of those coin things for this one. I have a troy ounce silver here. This one's in like a, I don't know, little baggy thing that's like sealed around it, but these hard cases for it too.
Boy, this
like
stuff does not want to dry.
I don't know if I've got a thing to fit that.
Stacey's not gonna like this, so she has to take that back.
Nope. Don't have that size. Got every size but that size, but I don't have that size.
Because they said that guaranteed that it'll work, and they even tested it before she left the store. That it worked. On the sample, I think that's what she told me. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh God. Well, that was an awful sound. Like dirty, dirty, dirt.
Dirt.
Dirty, dirt. I just want to
My
get
mom
this
said that noise.
carded, and I gotta find out what size and all that they are. Stack them in like items. Because like these, I have like a fist. These are those. They're mostly the Sacagawea dollars,
Yeah.
but I've got some that have like, I don't know, presidents or something on them. I want to separate those.
I got myself muted. You collect a variety of things, Sharon?
Who, me?
Yeah,
Cheryl, and yeah,
Cheryl. I'm sorry.
you're fine. That's why I was like, who, me? Hey, I've been called worse. It's all good.
Yeah, I think you're like me a lot in that way. Is I have a lot of collections of stuff.
I am very eclectic.
Hey, Willow. She was
What,
going
honey?
through a lot of stuff yesterday.
Were
She
you?
bought a lot of stuff from Temu.
Yeah.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I did for crafting. But I mean, I have collections of vintage stuff, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you bought a lot of stuff yesterday, or got a lot of stuff yesterday from Temu.
Yeah, well, those were the orders while I was gone that came in.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I get stuff from Temu.
let me tell you, I need to be able to sell stuff on eBay in order to buy new things for crafting. I can't.
My little coin card holders. I got from Temu.
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
the way she,
You know, these
what she
things-
had yesterday, she had lots of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
these
you
things.
haven't seen it all, Kim.
I got a bunch of different sizes of them, but I don't have the one big size. I need like a 40 or 45.
Maybe I don't want to see it all.
Yeah,
This-
I have. Do you have the cardboard cases or the plastic?
These are cardboard.
Okay. Yeah, I have some like that I got while they would fit like a quarter or 50-cent piece, I think, or a quarter. I haven't looked at them lately, but I've had them in my drawer for years. I used to ship tokens and pinbacks in them,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Wait
I
a minute. Say something.
I bought 6 sizes.
Wow.
of these cardboard things. But this coin, which is one of the round troy ounces of silver, is bigger than the sizes that I bought. So I've got
Sorry,
to.
Sorry, Cheryl. I got to check and see how. Stacey, how are you doing?
I don't think
You
she.
okay? She's probably got herself muted. Wow, you got lots of different sizes there.
Well, I
Cheryl?
needed them for all of the ones that I have. Yeah, these are the dinkies. These are the little tiny ones. But yeah, the largest I bought was that Stace?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
See?
she's still there.
Yep.
No, but she said read chat.
Pink hand. Pink hand. What does that mean? What does the pink hand mean, Cheryl?
Oh, that's a pink waving hand
Okay.
emoji. Sometimes they come across on the stream like that instead of an actual emoji. Yeah, I only got the 35 is my biggest. And this thing, I don't even remember what it was now. It was 40 something.
Boy, I obviously used too much of that stuff.
Yeah,
'cause
this
it
is a
does not
40.
want to dry.
Yeah, I feel bad for you, girl.
So I'll have to order some 40s or 45s to be able to properly card. I don't know. They've got hard cases for these big round ones too. I might just get some of those. I like the hard cases for the troy ounces.
Stacey, I feel bad for you.
But I gotta check my sizes on the ones that I've just got a few here. These are wheat pennies. These are all bicentennial quarters. Then these are 60 40s, and these are 90 10s. This is a I just had her name in my brain. Susan B. Anthony. This is a Susan B. Anthony dollar.
Uh-huh.
And
My dad had a coin collection.
these are quarters. I think they're uncirculated.
Stacey's not having fun with no sound.
And I'm not positive that these aren't 60/40. I've got to look these up because I'm not sure. They have that sheen, they have that tone, but they might have some silver in them. But yeah, they're uncirculated because they're perfect. So I want to get those into containers.
How's it going,
Sound.
Stacey?
And this I'm
Oh.
pretty sure is a quarter, but I got to figure out how to get the funk off of it to find out. I mean, it's definitely an American coin. It says United States. I can see that. And yeah, it looks like a quarter. But yeah, I gotta get the funk off to find out.
You okay, Stacey? Or still not working?
Yeah, she waves, so I'm thinking she's okay. Oh, and something on the card she's in.
Oh, she went off.
Is she
went
doing SOS messages or something?
It's not funny. This has been going on for her for a long time.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I don't know that, all of these bicentennial quarters have a lot of value aside from being a bicentennial quarter, but I always enjoyed them, so I collected them. Anytime I get them, I put them in my bag. This is a state quarter or something. No, this is Puerto Rico. It's a Puerto Rico. It's an American quarter, but it's got Puerto Rico on it.
What's going on? I see the graph.
Not quite sure what that one's in there. That's not bicentennial. That's just a quarter. What is that one?
Okay, hold up. Bring it up closer, butt girl.
Check.
Email now.
Okay.
Hold on.
Going there now.
Oh shoot. I can't check email right now.
Okay. Looks like we're getting a new StreamYard link. So she's wanting us to, I think, wrap this live or just switch to the new.
Let's see here.
Okay. Alrighty. I can do that for you, honey. Let me get this